Good day. Today we enter into the beginning of Jesus' public ministry with the baptism of the Lord. Thus says the Lord, here is my servant whom I uphold, my chosen one with whom I am pleased. His chosen one, his servant, suffering servant, one who will give up his life like the lamb, like the offering up to God. I, the Lord, have called you for the victory of justice. I formed you and set you as a covenant of the people. It's his son, Jesus. He gives to us as a new covenant, taking away the Old Testament covenant, but progressing beyond it. The beginning of Jesus' public ministry. He comes to shepherd us all to the kingdom of heaven. God the Father sends Jesus on a mission to bring all of the flock to him. If we simply follow him, do as he did, in the spirit, not do as he did as the sense of becoming a carpenter or living in a time long ago, but being someone who's obedient, being someone who lives our lives according to God's will. That's what Jesus did. Jesus is the gold standard. We follow him daily to heaven. In the gospel reading, this is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. That's the gold standard. That every day, in every way, we can be said of us that God is well pleased with us. That's the joy. For us to be good sheep in the flock, for us to be good sons and daughters of the Lord, with whom God our Father is well pleased. How to be pleasing to God in the epistle reading. Going to that Acts of the Apostles. In truth, I see that God shows no partiality. Rather, in every nation, whoever fears him and acts uprightly is acceptable to him. In other words, Peter is now saying there is no longer a chosen people and the rest of the peoples are rejected peoples. But rather, everyone is chosen by God. And the way we accept our selection by God, being chosen by the Lord, whoever fears God. My understanding of what that means is not fear and trembling, but rather respects God as the God of our lives. He is the God over us. God, we are God-centered people, not self-centered, not society-centered, not this, that, or the other centered, but God-centered. And everything flows from that. We will be good persons. We will be good citizens. We will be good husbands and wives, sons and daughters, whatever, good students, if we are God-centered. God is what I'm all about. Be God-centered. That's totally different than the spirit of the world. But it is what we're called to be if we're truly God-fearing people. In the second half of what Peter mentions here, and acts uprightly is acceptable to him. Acting uprightly. So it's not enough just simply to know God's will, but we must do it. We must seek his will and obey it. Be a people who in our lives live God in our lives, not simply know about God. And then, toward the end of that Acts of the Apostles reading for this Sunday of the Baptism of the Lord, he went about doing good and healing all those oppressed by the devil, for God was with him. God was with Jesus. God with him. We just finished the Advent season of Emmanuel. God is with us. When the angel Gabriel goes to Mary, the angel says, God is with you. That God is with us is what we always seek. So that when we act, it's God mainly acting in us, and we cooperating with God. It's not all about what I think I do. I am trying my best. But it's rather God within me, and I cooperating with the God. That's the best we can do. That it's God working with us. God-centered. Always God with us. Not at a distance, not just watching us, not just giving us some information here and there, but God himself acting with us, acting in us, and we cooperating with him. May the dear Lord be with you as we go along with the Lord now and follow him in his public ministry.